Hello everyone and welcome to Photo Finds. I'm your host, Gavin Hatch. Now, a warning before we start this week's episode, this might make you very hungry, so if you do not want to see a lot of delicious looking food on your screen that's going to make you really hungry, I would not watch this episode right now because we're going to be talking about and looking at the VIP dining experience over at Universal Studios Florida. But before we do that, let's start in City Walk where we see some advertisements for the Secret Life of Pets movie. Now, I don't go through City Walk very often, so this is my first time seeing this here at the AMC Theater. They have advertised the Secret Life of Pets movie by wrapping part of the rotunda there, that building, and also the glass panels that where you walk up to buy your tickets for the theater. And it's great, showing obviously the tagline for the movie, the movie's title, and also you have characters from the movie itself. So this is really neat, grabs your attention, that's for sure, and it makes you want to go over, take pictures, and probably even buy a movie ticket when this is released in theaters. Now, I know that they did this as well for Warcraft a few months back when they were advertising that movie. When it came to theaters, they even have had some mannequins out in that rotunda as well from the movie Warcraft. And of course, both those are Universal Pictures, so I'm sure they're going to only be doing this type of advertising and wrapping the building like this for Universal Pictures. I don't see them probably doing this for any competitors. Now, while I was inside Universal Studios Florida, I noticed that they are also advertising The Secret Life of Pets over at the Animal Actors Theater and the show itself. So outside the theater, they have advertisements and even talk about how during the show, they'll be talking about the movie or doing a preview of the movie, as well as doing some giveaways for The Secret Life of Pets. I saw the show just so I could see for myself what they were giving away, and it turned out to be t-shirts, but it was kind of just very random. They didn't really talk about the movie a whole lot. Actually, during the show itself, they only talked about it once or twice. And they did show a very long trailer of the film, though, before the show began. I personally think that this is the proper place to really advertise this film and just go all out with it, because this show itself usually is not the most engaging show. It's cute, but with live animals, it doesn't always go perfectly. So I feel like they could really incorporate the characters from the film and talk about that, as well as relate it to, of course, real life animals. So I hope they really do something with this once the movie is released and we see how popular it becomes. So now let's talk about something a lot of you don't know even exists at Universal Studios Florida, and that is the VIP dining experience at Cafe La Bamba. Now, Cafe La Bamba, the restaurant itself, opened up with the park, and for a number of years it was open every day. Then, for a long time, it's been only seasonal, so it just opened up when we were busy in the parks. And when it was open, it served like Mexican type of food. And it was quick service, so you walked up to the counter and you grabbed your food, you paid at the register, and then you went ahead and grabbed a seat. Now, the restaurant is not very large, so capacity was always an issue. But now it is open every day as the VIP dining experience. So, how do you eat here? You have to be on a VIP tour. It can be a non-private and it can be a private tour. So if you are with a tour guide and you want to eat anywhere in the park, you can do that. You can tell them where you want to go. But if you don't know where you want to go, if you're not too familiar with the resort, then the tour guide will probably recommend and take you here because it is very quiet, it's very exclusive. The only people that you see eating here are those that are on tours, and there's not that many in the park. So when you come here, it's open from noon to 2 o'clock, and then the buffet is open till 3. When you go in there, there's not going to be a lot of people. It's very intimate. And you'll see that in just a few moments when I show you video and pictures of the inside of the restaurant. But let's say you want to eat here really bad, but you aren't able to do a VIP tour. So if you have purchased the unlimited express passes, those passes that get you through the lines quicker, or if you're staying at one of the premier hotels on site at Universal that give you the express passes with your resort stay, you qualify to purchase a ticket for $32.98 to eat here. Now, that ticket can only be purchased up at the front of the park at a ticket window or at the guest services windows. They cannot be bought online, in advance, or over the phone. So as you go through the courtyard, you're going to walk up to the entrance on a red carpet. So you already feel like a VIP and that you're at some sort of premiere. It's really cool. Then you're going to come in, you meet with the hostess, and they're going to walk you to your table. When you walk in, to your left, you'll see like a photo opportunity area where you can stand with your family and get photos taken. And then, of course, you see the buffet itself. Now, within the two parks, there are 4 sit-down restaurants that our guests love, and there are, of course, some guest favorites on the menus. So what they've done is they've taken those items from those 4 restaurants that guests are just crazy about, and they've put them into smaller portion sizes, that way it's more fitting for a buffet, and you can just help yourself to them, which is great. Now this is the only buffet here at Universal Orlando. From Confisco's Grill over at Islands of Adventure, you have the beef medallions, which were my favorite thing on the menu. You also have rosemary pork tenderloin, which is always, oh my gosh, it was really good. Also, if you like pasta, they have the penne pasta with sausage and olives. The Mythos restaurant at Islands of Adventure was voted the #1 theme park restaurant in the world 6 years in a row a number of years ago, so it has a very good reputation. And from that restaurant, they have salmon medallions with a pink peppercorn butter sauce. At Universal Studios Florida, there's the Finnegan's Bar and Grill, and they are known for their bangers and mash, and I had that on every time I went up to I had 3 plates when I went up to the buffet, and I always got that each time I visited that buffet line. Also, if you like chicken Caesar salad, Lombard's Landing, or Lombard's Seafood Grill I should say, is known for that, and that is really neat, and you can kind of make it yourself there at the buffet. Some other things I really enjoyed was the bow tie pasta primavera. I love bow tie pasta, and it was just the cream, the sauce, oh, it was so good. Also, the chicken marsala was perfect and cooked very well. And then you also, I love that carved pork loin that they had there. And then you had the beef medallions, I already talked about that. That was my favorite out of everything. Oh, they also had baked cod. So if you like codfish, they had baked cod there. Again, very moist, and just, it was perfect. Everything was cooked very well, and if something is out for a little bit too long, they pull it and replace it with something fresh. So they have 4 chefs on the line at all times that are going to stand there, answer your questions, and if you have special requests, they'll cook you whatever you need to have. So if you have allergies, go here, because those chefs will make you something, or go grab something from around the park and bring it to you at that restaurant. It's really top-notch VIP service. Now, we cannot forget about desserts, of course, and they had a great little dessert buffet with all types of brownies and cookies, but the main things there are the chocolate dipped strawberries, and also they have, from the Boulangerie restaurant in the very front of the park, they had the Boston cream cupcakes that taste like they tasted like they were homemade, and the frosting on top was just so beautiful, and it tasted great as well. It was just, we had a couple of those, so that was a really great dessert selection, and it's just altogether, all the food was fantastic. Now, in that $32.98 that you pay, that includes your drinks, and also it includes your gratuity. So that is quite a deal. You're getting an all-you-can-eat buffet, the only one at Universal. You're getting your service, your gratuity, and drinks all included for that price. And when you consider how much you pay for quick service hamburger and french fries in a theme park, this is a steal. So if you have those express passes, or if you're on a VIP tour, make sure you tell your tour guide to come here. It is well worth it. Now, I love Cafe La Bamba, the restaurant itself, because it's a beautiful restaurant. It's very intimate, and it is decorated very well, and all the walls have black and white photos from old past Universal productions and kind of like behind the scenes pictures, and it's just really neat. So I really enjoyed walking around and looking at all of those as we went to the buffet. Now here's a little backstory on the real Cafe La Bamba that was in Hollywood, California. The La Bamba was an early landmark hotel in Hollywood, California. In the 1930s, it was a trendy and exotic destination for locals as well as tourists. Now, the restaurant in the hotel was named Cafe La Bamba, and on their menu, they claimed to be Hollywood's original restaurant. Now, the group that designed the interior for the restaurant at the park was selected to create an interior reminiscent of the hotel, as it was influenced by the 1942 movie Casablanca. Now, they created intimacy by forming the ceiling with multiple intersecting arches supported by hand-carved beams and ornate paired columns. It's just a beautiful restaurant altogether. Now, next time you're at Universal Studios Florida, I highly recommend checking this out if you do qualify to be able to purchase a ticket to dine here. Again, it's open from noon until 2 o'clock, but the buffet line is serving until 3 o'clock, so just make sure you get there before 2. Well, that will do it for this week's episode of Photo Finds. I hope all of you have a great week. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. Make sure to give it a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to Attractions Magazine. And as always, make sure you get out, have fun, and enjoy the parks.